Excellent. I think it's been a very interesting morning. I mean, I was for sure surprised when the first speaker started reading poetry. I'm sure, I mean, I attend many conferences, and certainly that's one of the first times I've seen that. We've been talking about scaling up, right, from different angles and different approaches today. And I want to carry on with this poetry theme, right? So Fateme, can you tell us more about how businesses can use poetry to scale up?
Well, there is an element that bothers the vast majority of big businesses, and I mainly work with large corporations for one-on-one. One of the main complaints that big organizations have is low employee engagement. And this, I would say, that applies also for smaller organizations, unless you are a solopreneur, so you are not really concerned about the engagement of your people. And I had a series of companies who were dealing with actually not only lower engagement, but also conflict within the teams that, as a result, didn't help them to reach their goals. And they had done a series of interventions like coaches, psychologists, lawyers, and none of actually these interventions had worked because people needs were not being actually addressed. They were treated only as a compliance issues. And when I was called in, I gave them a tool, poetry, to look at those conflicts from a very different angle. An angle that wasn't personal, but still addressed people's needs so that they could feel taken care, understood, heard, and safe. And I developed for them an entire program in which they could express the needs that were not met within their teams or within the organization, and give it a voice in a way that wasn't challenging, overwhelming, that would not put them in trouble. And the outcome of that, we worked together in building up a plan to solve and address those needs. And as a return of investment, the organization has, all the one I've worked with, have seen an increase in employee engagement, which was actually what they wanted.
That's very interesting. Was it like face-to-face then, these interventions?
So typically all my work is face-to-face, so I actually have to go there. It's difficult to do poetry or ask people to create artistically when you are not in the room. So it's not something I don't actually even have the desire of how to make that, because I love being there, I love watching people, I love to see what they don't say to words, but they say with their body, with their expressions. So yes, typically I would go there and I would facilitate session of a few hours or a few days, depending on the seriousness of the issue, and then I let them run with it.
Great. So to some extent, actually, I see some similarities, right? Because Fateme wants to have this one-to-one interaction as well, or face-to-face interaction, even if it's within groups. And you were also saying that you really enjoy that bit, right?
Yep, I do. And my clients want that personal support, so that's why I emphasize that so much. They don't want another course. They're full of courses, so they want somebody to take them by the hand and support them.
Yeah, we can really, I can see really the value actually of this personal touch, right?
Yeah.
Which it's as you said, you can try to replicate it to some extent with good copywriting and that you give this sense. But still, if we look at how automation goes, and I'm really looking forward to the presentation of automation, how advanced this kind of technology is to really react to different kind of answers and all that. How about, because you do a lot of video, right?
Yes.
And probably video could be a way in which you could scale up, and it was mentioned by someone here in the audience that they would love to see your live sessions. Give us some tips, right? Because I mean, I've been wanting as well to do some video content, right? And I suck at it. camera. I'm not very good because I panic. I mean, once the
Yep.
button goes on.
Yep.
What are the tips at doing that, and what kind of equipment should I get for someone who is looking to start
Yeah.
creating business or way to scaling up?
That's a good question. I'll give you all a short video class right now. So the number one way to overcome that shyness or that like, oh my gosh, there's a camera on me, is to picture one person. And it's great if you know that specific person and just put them right behind the camera and just talk right to that one person. Because when you talk to 100 people, you get that teacher voice and you get kind of awkward and stiff. But if you picture just one person and you talk directly to him or her, you will reach so many people. So that's the mindset thing. So just talk to one person. And then the tech thing is you turn your phone this way. Just use your phone. They're amazing video cameras these days. Look at the camera right here. Don't look at your eyes. Look over here at the camera. It's really awkward, but you'll get used to it. And start filming. That's it. So I'm a little bit crazy because I'll make a video and I just put it up there. I don't watch it. I don't edit it. Because if I do, I'll be like, oh, I said that weird, or I didn't cover everything, or I need to change something, and I'll never finish. So I make my video and I put it up there. So I challenge you to try that. It's so brave. People love video because anyone who makes a video is seen as super brave. So they're gonna watch it, they're gonna be rooting for you, they're gonna be excited about your video, so just watch it and put it up there. But yeah, this way, this is the person's eye right here. That will make the eye contact with the viewer. I do like to have it kind of eye level so that it looks like we're in a room together. So I don't like this because it looks like I'm looking down at you and that's awkward, and I don't like it up here. I don't know. So right here, eye level, that makes a real connection with people. And I use natural light. So I just prop it up in my window. I don't have direct sun, but it's just natural light. Prop it up in the window. I stand up and I just talk right to the eye. And I've got my friend Kasha right here. And I'm talking right to her. And yeah, so that's how I do it. I put it on YouTube, I put it on Facebook, or wherever it's gonna go. If you're doing Instagram Live, you're gonna film it this way. If you're using it for YouTube, you film it this way. So just with your phone.
Yeah, I think it's very brave that you just don't look at it and just post it, right? But I guess it brings a bit of authenticity as well, right? I mean, we're all humans, we all make mistakes, right? And even maybe those mistakes actually that make you more human, and you can connect more with your audience. Yeah. I'll try. I'm not sure.
You can do it. You can do it. Make one for me.
Huh?
Teach me something. Make one for me.
Okay, I'll make one. Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's a good start. Yeah, I can be a guest in someone else's channel. Great. So, I mean, wrapping up this, let's look at what I guess people are also interested in what the future will bring, right? Or how you see businesses adopting this. Do you think, Fateme, do you think more businesses will adopt this poetry thing, or what's your feeling, your reactions, the feedback that you're getting?
Well, from everything I hear, I think there is this craving of the human touch and the technology used to support the human touch, not the other way around. And I'm a believer that in a world, in a business in which we have actually innovated in every aspect of technology, there is one space that we have not innovated yet, and that's actually humanity. Fromm used to say, with our minds, we are in the 20th century, 21st century, but with our hearts, we are still in the Stone Age. So actually, I think that that's coming back. It is a craving. When I look at what the millennials are saying, and I see so many here, they want an experience. They want to know that what they do serves to higher purpose. That's actually part of our fundamental human needs. And I think that business is shifting from an assembly line model to a more human model. And the arts are going to play a critical role in that, because self-expression is another of our human needs. So how are we going to express ourselves only and only rationally up here, which has been actually what we've been doing so far. And the arts will help us doing that. And to be honest and to be frank, when I embarked on this journey, I had moments in which I thought, oh my goodness, I'm crazy, I'm the only one. But as I start putting myself out there, as Terra was saying, okay, do my little videos and put them out there, I've been always amazed by the number of people who reach out to me and say, hey, I've been doing this secretly. I didn't have the courage to tell my boss I actually read poetry, or I love to paint. That's where I get my ideas. Now I'm going up to my boss and just telling them what I'm doing. So I think it's more of us out there.
And I guess sometimes we don't realize, right? We think we're the only ones experiencing something or having issues, but putting yourself out there, then you realize that there is a whole community. And I think that's the beauty as well of the internet and social media, that you're able to connect with all these people. Terra, what about you? What do you think the future holds for businesses like yours? As I guess, I don't know if all of your clients are digital natives, but now we're having all these new generations that were born exposed to this technology.
Yeah.
What kind of questions do they have? Or what do they struggle with? Or what?
I guess my clients are probably still their moms, because so it's going to get tricky for me, I think, in the future. So I'll have to innovate myself and my business, but the people that I serve do like that one-on-one touch, and I think there's always somebody who wants to grow a business and wants to learn how to do it themselves. One really cool angle about my business is, since most of my clients are life coaches and health coaches, that means most of them are women. So I'm empowering women around technology, which is something that we normally say, oh, my husband will build my website. I know a guy, he'll build my website. And I love to empower women to say, you can build your website, you're amazing, of course you can do that. So that's kind of the angle that I'm leaning into, is empowering women around things that normally we teach everybody that men are good at, or that.
And do you see more, I guess you see more and more of that? More women engaging with technology.
It's so exciting to see. There's a bunch of organizations like Girls Who Code and stuff like that, and I love that so much. They're totally my competition, but man, go for it. Like, it's so exciting to see girls getting into that, because we think in such a different way. I won't go into that, but it's just really cool to see girls coding and playing with technology and getting curious and experimenting with things that normally we're not encouraged to. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any questions? Yeah, any questions? Sorry. That's a very good, I should be asking this. Any questions? Sorry. Yes, one question. Where is the microphone? Yes.
Hi, my question's for Fateme actually. I really loved hearing what you were talking about empathy, because I think it's a word we don't often hear in a setting like this, and it's actually the reason I left my previous job, because I just felt there was no room for that, when actually it's a really big part of my personality. So my question is actually, how do my family joke that I have excess empathy, so in a business setting, how do I stop myself from having this kind of excess empathy, taking things personally, and also kind of missing the bigger picture, because I'm so focused on your one person's feelings, which is how I spend a lot of my time.
So is this causing a problem to you right now, or people are telling you that this is a problem?
Yeah.
Well, if people are telling you that that's a problem, but you actually don't perceive it as a problem, have the courage of not listening to them. That's the first rule. Then, at the same time, as I said before, okay, listen to them. So what it is actually that they are telling you? Are they telling you that, okay, you are stepping too much into someone else's business, you are not taking care of yourself, or you're not focusing? But don't at least this is what I've been struggling all my life. I've been always, called a hypersensitive person, but actually was also the reason why that brought me in a pharma environment, because I was sensitive enough to be able to listen to everyone. And I used to tell people, look, I cannot do this switch on and switch off. This is how I am. Then there are boundaries that I need to learn. That's my real advice to you. There are boundaries that you need to learn where they are. Your own boundaries, the boundaries that will help you stay healthy, not burn out, because to be an empath and a highly empath person might lead you to, stress, overwhelm, burnout, and a serious health. Watch out for your boundaries. Boundaries are not walls, they are not rigid, they are not made of brick, they are visualized reading them as a membrane, like the membrane of our cells. They protect the cell, but at the same time, they allow what nurtures the cell in and out. So think about what you are doing with yourself when you think about being pathetic. Be first with yourself. That's the only advice I can give you. And don't listen too much. Listen, but don't listen too much. Thank you. You're welcome.
Can I add a little bit to that? Because since I work mostly with life coaches, very empathetic people, a lot of times we bump into that, or it causes problems around money and around sending invoices. So the way that I have overcome that, because women would come, please Terra, please help me, please. Oh my gosh, I really want to, but I gotta pay my bills too. So the way that I get around that is I myself as the person am serving, and my business is issuing an invoice. And so I give myself a little bit of separation, and I allow the business to handle the money stuff, and I get to serve the people. So that might help a little bit, especially when it comes to invoicing, charging money.
Any other questions?
First off, Fateme, amazing, inspiring words to start. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And the question is for Terra, though. You mentioned competition a minute ago, and I was curious who you see as your competitors, or maybe like indirect competitors, somebody in a similar space but a slightly different product. And then, we all, imposter syndrome is a kind of common obstacle for all of us.
Yeah.
So how do you learn from your competitors and overcome them?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of my competitors are virtual assistants or someone who will do it for you. And they are competitors because a lot of times when you take a course or you learn to become whatever service provider you are, and you ask a technical question, the teacher will say, hire someone to do it for you. So that's my competition, is that statement, hire someone to do it for you, because I really want to empower you and teach you how to do it yourself, and give you the language to hire someone to do it for you and to tell them exactly what you need. And also, I've seen way too many times virtual assistants fall off the face of the earth, and then the person is stuck. They don't know how their business works because their VA has been running their business for them. So I try to teach people so that they can overcome that obstacle too. So that's really my main competitor, is not so much website designers, because I don't even want to do that. I kind of do it a little bit, but that's a whole different thing. It's the virtual assistants. So I overcome it by talking about empowering them so they can hire a good virtual assistant and they can fill that gap if they need to. As far as imposter syndrome, I don't feel like anybody's doing what I do, teaching technology one-on-one. I do have to challenge myself to keep up with the marketing trends and the website design trends and how to do all these flashy new things that people do. So I don't always know how to do all of that stuff, so I have to keep up with it, and yeah, so that's where the imposter syndrome comes in a little bit. But my emphasis is always to keep it super simple so that my people can do the stuff. Like, they don't need to know how to make big, complicated things. So I don't need to know how to make the thing. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope that answers your question.
May I add a little thing? What she just modeled, I think I was watching her, what she just modeled, she shared a very personal story. She didn't fool around. She honestly, with courage and vulnerability, just said, I like to keep things simple because so I don't have to learn the big stuff. And I want you to learn the simple things so that you can handle it. There is an enormous power in sharing an authentic and very personal story. So why you do that thing, why she fell in love with what she does. That is actually, we always talk about competitors and what is your differentiator, where your differentiator is actually you. Why you do that. So by sharing your story in those little videos that we are all scared to do, saying the honest truth, that is going to connect you with the people who feel like you and want to work with you.
Well, I mean, we will still have the lunch and the networking in the evening, so I'm sure if you have any other questions, you can ask it then. You can use the hashtag as well on Twitter. I don't know if you...
Do we have?
What's the hashtag?
Hashtag
Q&A Summit.
Hashtag Q&A Summit altogether. You can ask questions there as well. All right, well, thank you very much, and I hope you're enjoying the morning, and let's move on to the next. Thank you.